morning, good afternoon, good evening guys, wherever you are in this beautiful world, whenever you're watching this YouTube video. Welcome to the Bitcoin Family YouTube channel. For the newcomers, my name is Didi, doing a Bitcoin beach walk and talk from the beautiful beach here in Meia Praia, Lagos, also referred to Bam Bam Beach. Guys, today talking about the Bitcoin price, what happened with this crash, talking about some news. I have a very important trading tip for you guys, and also of course some travel tips again. A beautiful video, watch it completely till the end. Enjoy the video while I will walk and talk and enjoy this amazing Lagos, Meia Praia again. Enjoy it. Bam! Now guys, first the charts. Let's talk about the Bitcoin price. Yes, we crashed all the way to even 24,200 US dollar on Bybit. That's because of all the leverage trading. In average, most exchanges crashed to 25.6, I think it was. I told you yesterday and the day before on the charts where we could go. This is the first chart. Bam! Do you remember? I told you we can even crash to the top of that Gaussian channel. What did we do? We crashed exactly to the top of that Gaussian channel. Yesterday evening I made this emergency Bitcoin video where I told you guys, watch out, we can crash to these certain levels because something is happening in Bitcoin that we didn't know yet. Now we still don't know, but there is some news articles that could explain, but we'll talk about that later. Now, your question now is, but Didi, where is Bitcoin going to go now? Can we fall even deeper? Can we go to lower levels? Yeah, there's a few key levels that you need to keep an eye on. I bought a dip yesterday, I will be completely honest. Here, there's a screenshot, man. I just bought a little bit. I just bought 1.2 Bitcoin in that dip because I'm also always like looking at the possibilities out there on the charts. No one is able to predict the future. You can only buy the dip when it's there, and that dip is there. But this huge dip yesterday led to this next beautiful trading tip when I see the sunrise coming up there, guys. The trading tip of today is always put buy orders at certain support levels way down below the level that you are with the price. It doesn't cost you anything to put buy orders there. And the moment you're sleeping or partying or visiting Silvish medieval festival, what I did yesterday, and you don't realize that Bitcoin is crashing, you're automatically buying that dip. So always put these buy orders at very low levels where you can see on the charts there is support. You know, in the beginning I even did very crazy stuff. So when we didn't even reach 20k, you know, I already put buy orders at 2k because I always thought maybe someone will forget that 10 that was like years ago. And then if somebody forgot that 10 and was selling Bitcoin, for example, for 2k instead for 20k, bam, I bought that dip because I had my buy orders at 2k as well, just to be safe if people forgot 10. But that is now also how you can officially do it, of course, with the normal charts. Now, let's take a look at this chart. This one is from Soloway. Bam! Of Soloway. On this chart, you can see it on Twitter. The link will be down below. On this chart, you can see three important levels. These three important support levels, I always will have buy orders. Even if it's small buy orders, like 0.1 Bitcoin or maybe 1 Bitcoin is small for you, I don't know. It depends to SpaceX, the gossips that are going around. 1 Bitcoin is small, but we will come back to that in the news. But on this chart, you can see three levels. One level is where the Bitcoin ETF spot by BlackRock was filed, and that level was around 25,000 US dollar. So that's the first horizontal line of support. Put a buy order there. Then the second level, guys, is where all those regional banks in the United States failed. That was around 20k. You know, that's when Bitcoin jumped to a lot of people at that moment were losing control on their bank accounts because a lot of huge American banks were collapsing. So they hedged their capital into Bitcoin. That was around 20k. So that's the biggest second support level. And then the third support level, that's the worst case scenario in my opinion, that is that 52-week low. around 15,600 US dollar. Now, these three support levels, I would always put buy orders there, because, you know, if we fall to these kinds of levels, then it's automatically bought. And if we crash through all these levels at the same time, okay, yeah, then Bitcoin can even go to the 12K and that 9K that everyone is expecting, because there is a CME gap that needs to be closed, blah, blah, blah. You know, I don't see that happening. For me, 25K is a massive support level that we already wicked through now on Bybit, for example, but we're still above it, so we bounce back very quickly. So we will always stay above that 20K level, but I will put some buy orders there to be sure. It's always important to understand that a buy order doesn't cost you anything, and you can win a lot by doing it. Because if you put in there, it doesn't cost you, and they will buy at that moment that you're sleeping or walking the beach and enjoying a beautiful sunrise, guys, and then it is bought automatically. That was the tip, guys, and the beautiful chart. Check that sunrise again. It's just so amazing to be here every morning on the beach enjoying that sunrise. Love it. And we have a very friendly and happy dog at the back, guys, making some beautiful noise. Let's jump into the news, because the short-term charts, I'm gonna spare them to you, because you should just be buying. I just opened the long, to be very honest, also on Bitcoin at 26,200-ish US dollar, I think 217. That's where I opened the long, a 3 leverage long. So, you know, let's see if it pumps up again back, then I ride that ride. And if it gets my stop loss, I lose $500 or something. So I don't really care about that, because that's the risk of trading. You always have the risk. You hit your stop loss or your liquidation, whatever, if you don't use the stop loss. Now, so the charts, short term, not that important at the moment. You should be buying the dip. But the news is, so the news that is there is telling us that the Bitcoin dip is because of SpaceX selling more than $337 million worth of Bitcoin. That is one of the news articles. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but a lot of people seem to retweet it and tweet it. Yeah, that SpaceX is selling all their Bitcoins. Let's see if Elon Musk is gonna tell something about that over there today on Twitter, but I don't understand why SpaceX would be selling it, or they need to have a shitload of debt, and they need to cash out now too early before the bull run even started. That's the first article. The second article has to do with something with the SEC and delaying the approval again. And the third article, guys, is stating that Chinese Evergrande Group has filed for bankruptcy, which is of course terrible for the economy in China, because, you know, they have a shitload of real estate, a shitload of investment funds. So yes, when a group like that files bankruptcy, it's like BlackRock filing bankruptcy, or Grayscale filing bankruptcy. You know, that will also influence the economy in the West. So this will influence the economy in the Chinese world, but probably also a little bit in the West, because Evergrande is just a too huge company to not have influence on the market. And that might make all the dog is chasing the birds, really cool. And that might make all the investors a little bit like hesitant and withdraw their funds from the market, because they think the market becomes too volatile. So then the institutional investors, they don't feel safe anymore with their suits on. And because they don't feel safe anymore with their suits on, they start to sell their stocks, they start to sell their gold, they start to sell their Bitcoins. You know, that could be a reason. That's why I don't like institutional investors in this industry. Let them be shaky and be little lady boys in that other industry, you know, the normal industry where they can freak out. You know, let's have real Bitcoin man here in the Bitcoin industry that just buy every dip, that don't freak out, and they don't give a fuck about real estate and all that other stuff. They just buy Bitcoin because they know that is the only deflationary asset that you can take with you all over the world, and maybe even somewhere in the future to another world, because I don't see those real estate investors doing that with their shitload of buildings and physical things. How do you fly them to the next planet when this planet dies because of direct energy weapons burning all down Hawaii and maybe other places as well? Didi, keep in line, don't talk so crazy. People might think you're a conspiracy theorist. direct energy weapons don't exist yet. No, I didn't find those fires on Hawaii very strange. Yeah, I didn't find it strange that cars and iron and houses from stone were completely burned down, but the trees were still standing straight. Yeah, wood would probably normally burn a little bit faster than steel or stone, in my honest opinion. But who am I? I wasn't there, but I don't understand why that whole place has still been locked down for people to see or for people to help. Now, other subject, guys. So that were the 3 news articles that could have influenced the Bitcoin dump. And it always, like, it is also just the wills, it's also the market. Guys, like I always say, try to zoom out in Bitcoin. Look at that bigger picture. Bitcoin is not going anywhere. We have always seen in August, September, these dips. Last time it was this COVID dip, now it's Evergrande, now whatever. You know, we always see these dips, and Bitcoin will always recover because the people's trust in the market will also recover. That's all that psychology stuff that goes and moves the Bitcoin price, but also the stocks. And then when that trust in the economy recovers again, they will start to buy again. And then for you, as a Bitcoin OG nowadays, because you watched all my videos, you're like, oh, fuck off, don't freak out. I buy this dip, and when we dip a little bit further to 25K, I buy the dip. And when we dip to 20K, I buy the dip, because there will be a bull run, there will be a halving upcoming in April 2024. From that moment, we will go into this massive bull run again, all the way in 2025. Don't freak out, but zoom out. Okay, that was all the charts and all the news. Now there is one more travel tip for you guys. These moments that Bitcoin crashes down to these levels, if you're an all-in Bitcoin person like me, these could be the moments for you to relocate to a place where you need to spend less Bitcoins. So for us, by now the capital has grown tremendously, so we don't really need to move to cheaper places to survive a Bitcoin dip or a Bitcoin bear market. But for other people, this could be the moment just to go to, for example, Thailand or Vietnam or any of these Asian countries where the quality of life is really high, but where you don't need to spend too much Bitcoins for that quality of life. Because the life in Thailand, let's be honest, is almost 50% cheaper than the life, for example, in Portugal, which is already 30% cheaper than the life in the Netherlands. So Thailand, you will have a huge quality of life for not that much money, so you don't need to spend too much Bitcoin, so you will survive the bear market or these dips now to 20K, 25K, whatever we could expect, guys. Just imagine, now I'm walking this beach already then for an hour. And normally after this hour, I would be like, I would love to have this massage of my calves, you know, in my legs. Just make them a little bit loose again, massage them. In Europe, you would pay 50 euro for that massage. In Thailand, when you walk that beach, you come back. First of all, in Thailand, if you walk a beach, you will find massages all over the beach. So that's already an advantage, because here I need to drive with my car or scooter to a massage salon to find one somewhere in the village. But if you walk the beach in Thailand and then you come back and then you want your calves or your legs to be massaged, for 30 minutes, for example, would be 3 euros. For an hour would be 6 to 7 euros. So the quality of life for 7 euros is way higher than paying 50 euros in Europe. Do you understand? So you get way more value for your Bitcoins in Thailand than in Europe. And that's why in the beginning of our travels 7 years ago, we moved also to Thailand to keep as much as possible Bitcoins in our wallet. Hodl as long as possible, as much as possible Bitcoins. Now we still do that because we love Thailand, and I also love to hodl as much as possible Bitcoin because I want to cash out some Bitcoins into stable coins at the end of the bull run and not already now in the beginning. So we play this 4-year cycle already now for 2 official times and 3 times if you count the moment in 2013 that I started mining Bitcoins. So that was the travel tip for today, guys. That was the complete video by now. I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy the video, give the video a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and let us know down below, do you like this new concept where I have travel tips, where I have trading tips, where I share the news, and when I talk about the charts. If you do like it, then give it a double thumbs up today. Oh no, 3 times, because you do double, then you give it a 1 time on, 1 time off, 3 times, and it stays on. If you did enjoy it, then do that and leave that comment. Thank you for watching. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'm wishing you an amazing day over there. I hope you bought the dip, and see you tomorrow again, or maybe later today, because I have another video that I will edit into a beautiful experience video, because yesterday with the family we went to the medieval fest in Silvish, Algarve, which was really cool. See you tomorrow. Bam.